Let's get right to the search for that missing sub and those noises picked up by Canadian sound buoys. Could it be a sign of life from the 5 people aboard that ill-fated Titanic expedition?
The harrowing hours of the Titan submersible's tragic descent into the depths of the ocean deep blue sea echo hauntingly with the historical resonance of the Titanic disaster. The chilling parallels between these maritime tragedies have stirred contemplation on the risks, legacies, and ethical considerations entwined with deep-sea expeditions. But what did actually happen on this doomed expedition? How is it that despite all precautions and state-of-the-art design, ships and submersibles face such tragedies? Join us as we unveil the answers while revealing the gruesome details of the terrible last hours in the Titanic Submarine. The Titan submersible tragedy gripped the world like no other disaster of the 21st century, forcing us to recognize the perils associated with deep-sea exploration. In a deep-sea exploration mission conducted by OceanGate, the Titan, a cutting-edge submersible, was tasked with exploring the historic wreck of the Titanic in the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Another historic vessel that met a similar fate and now rested at the bottom of the ocean. Little did the crew on board the submersible know that they were about to descend quite literally into the same waters that claimed most of Titanic's passengers and crew. They were drawn by the Titanic's unparalleled historical significance, stemming from its ill-fated maiden voyage in 1912. The ship's sinking is considered one of the most tragic maritime disasters in history and claimed over 1,500 lives, leaving an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. Its story has captivated generations, serving as a symbol of human ambition, technological hubris, and the fragility of life. This second disaster is not much different in all 3 ways. OceanGate's exploration mission aimed not only to delve into the mysteries of the Titanic, but also to advance our understanding of deep-sea exploration technologies. The mission held promises of unveiling unseen facets of the iconic wreck by employing state-of-the-art equipment and scientific methodologies. This ambitious endeavor sought to blend historical exploration with cutting-edge technological advancements, the perfect getaway for the ultra-rich. After all, a single ticket cost around $250,000. But before we delve deeper into this latest maritime disaster, let's take a look at what these people set out at sea to witness. The Titanic's ill-fated voyage in 1912 remains etched in history as a catastrophic event. Departing from Southampton, England, the luxury ship, deemed unsinkable, embarked on its maiden transatlantic journey to New York. One commentator had ever so boldly stated that even God himself could not sink the ship. How wrong he was. Tragically, on April 14th, the Titanic collided with an iceberg in the frigid waters of the North Atlantic, leading to its eventual sinking in the early hours of April 15th. The Titanic, conceived by the White Star Line, was constructed as the pinnacle of luxury and technological achievement in the early 20th century. The ship was built at the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Designed by renowned naval architect Thomas Andrews, the Titanic was one of 3 sister ships, boasting unprecedented opulence and engineering prowess. With a length of approximately 882 feet and 9 inches and a width of about 92 feet and 6 inches, the Titanic was worthy of its name and rightfully celebrated as the largest and most luxurious passenger liner of its time. The ship was comprised of multiple decks and compartments, featuring extravagant amenities including grand dining areas, luxurious suites, a swimming pool, libraries, and state-of-the-art amenities. It was all set to revolutionize transatlantic travel by combining luxury with speed and safety. It aimed to provide an unparalleled experience for its passengers while facilitating efficient and swift passage between Europe and North America. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England, with scheduled stops in Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, Ireland, before heading to New York City. Piercing the waves at record speed, the ship sailed through the Atlantic, carrying notable passengers to the New World. The Titanic was entertaining a roster of notable passengers, such as John Jacob Astor IV, a prominent businessman and real estate magnate, and Benjamin Guggenheim, renowned for his ties to the esteemed Guggenheim family. Isidore and Ida Strauss, the beloved co-owners of Macy's department store, were also on board. Additionally, Thomas Andrews, the ship's architect, and William Thomas Stead, a distinguished journalist known for his investigative work, were also present on board. Captain Edward Smith, a veteran sailor, was commandeering the ship on what he considered would be his last voyage. This was to prove to be quite true in the literal sense. The ship was speeding onwards, some 370 miles or 600 kilometers, southeast off the coast of Newfoundland, Canada. It was scheduled to arrive in New York at Pier 59 on the Chelsea Piers. The estimated arrival time in New York was originally planned for Wednesday, April 17, 1912. However, it would not go much farther from this point. The tragic fates of the passengers have been immortalized elegantly in the movie Titanic, directed by James Cameron. Of course, the film blends fiction with historical events. While the film intertwines a fictional love story between characters Jack and Rose with the backdrop of the ship sinking, it meticulously recreates several factual elements. The depiction of the ship's grandeur, the collision with the iceberg, and the sinking are all based on accurate historical accounts and research. The movie also highlights the class divide among passengers, reflecting the social dynamics prevalent during the era. Furthermore, key moments, such as the inadequate number of lifeboats and the heroism displayed by certain individuals during the chaos, align perfectly with historical records. However, for dramatic purposes, the film takes creative liberties in portraying the personal stories and interactions of the characters, weaving them into the larger narrative of the ship's tragic fate. In any case, on April 14, 1912, around 11:40 p.m., the ship collided with an iceberg in the North Atlantic. The impact ruptured multiple compartments along the starboard side, compromising the ship's integrity. Water rapidly flooded the lower decks, accelerating the vessel's descent. The crew, recognizing the severity of the situation, enacted emergency protocols, launching distress signals and preparing lifeboats. However, due to inadequate lifeboat capacity for all passengers, a chaotic scramble ensued. Women and children were given priority for the lifeboats, leaving many passengers and crew behind. The captain of the ship decided to go down with it. As the ship started to plunge deeper into the frigid waters, panic and confusion heightened among those on board. The lights flickered and eventually went out as the Titanic gradually sank. The orchestra continued to play music to calm the passengers amidst the chaos. Amidst the resilience and courage of Molly Brown, famously known as the unsinkable Molly Brown, stood out as she played a pivotal role in aiding fellow passengers. The ship broke into two as it submerged, with the bow sinking first, followed by the stern rising into the air before plunging beneath the surface. This nightmare lasted around 2 hours and 40 minutes, and by 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, more than 1,500 people had lost their lives as the ship descended into the cold necropolis of the Atlantic. The disaster prompted an immediate global outcry and investigations into the safety standards of maritime travel, and stands to this day as one of the greatest tragedies. With the dawn of a new century, the world finally came to terms with the tragic losses of the Titanic incident. But another connected tragedy rekindled fears of intense emotion and pain once more. OceanGate, a pioneering deep-sea exploration company, allows its clients to embark on deep-sea expeditions. This last fateful mission was about revisiting the tragic site of the Titanic's resting place in the depths of the North Atlantic. OceanGate's Titan Submersible was hailed as a marvel of engineering, equipped with state-of-the-art technology tailored for deep-sea exploration. Its robust design apparently enabled it to withstand immense pressure at great depths, or so the company claimed. Anyways, it facilitated a meticulous and unprecedented study of the Titanic wreckage, originally discovered by a French-American expedition led by Jean-Louis Michel and Dr. Robert Ballard on September 1, 1985, as part of a top-secret U.S. Navy mission to locate and photograph 2 lost nuclear submarines in the area. The remains rest in eternal slumber nearly 12,000 feet below the North Atlantic surface. The doomed expedition crew, led by the CEO and founder of OceanGate, Stockton Rush, aspired to honor the legacy of the Titanic by witnessing the remains of the ship up close. Hamish Harding, a British businessman celebrated for his daring spirit and multiple Guinness World Records, including the fastest flight around both poles and records related to ocean exploration depths, was on board. Shahzada Dawood, vice chairman of Engro and Dawood Hercules Corporation, possessed vast expertise in energy investments and served on boards of esteemed institutions such as the SETI Institute and Prince's Trust International, was also present. Accompanying Dawood was his son, Suleiman, a 19-year-old college student studying business at the University of Strathclyde. Additionally, the team included Paul-Henri Nargeolet, revered as Mr. Titanic for his 22-year tenure in the French Navy, overseeing Titanic-related expeditions and retrieving thousands of artifacts. As the Titan submersible descended into the depths of the North Atlantic on June 18, 2023, all communication with the submersible was abruptly severed only 45 minutes later. The submersible was supplied with a 96-hour oxygen capacity and housed by 5 people. The sudden loss of contact plunged the mission into a state of distress, triggering immediate efforts to re-establish communication and locate the Titan. An expansive and urgent search and rescue operation was mobilized immediately, drawing together a coalition of specialized teams, maritime authorities, and technological resources from across the globe. Highly trained divers, experienced oceanographers, and skilled engineers were rapidly mobilized to spearhead the rescue mission. However, the search operation faced an array of formidable challenges inherent to exploring the depths of the ocean. Unpredictable weather conditions, extreme water pressure, and the sheer vastness of the search area presented formidable obstacles. Despite all of this, the search intensified. Soon enough, fragments of debris and crucial remnants linked to the Titan submersible were discovered, marking pivotal points in the operation. These findings provided crucial clues and validation of the submersible's fate, confirming the tragic outcome of the expedition. But people were reluctant to accept the tragedy just yet. In a podcast segment surrounding the OceanGate tragedy, Joe Rogan and Brian Simpson delved into speculative discussions regarding the harrowing situation faced by the trapped crew. They both shared a sense of empathy for the crew facing a dire predicament, trapped within a confined space and running out of air, which is described as one of the worst ways to face such a fate. The duo even discussed past warnings and lawsuits related to the Titan submersible's structural integrity, indicating a history of disregard for safety concerns. This triggered reflections on corporate negligence, where financial motivations might have trumped ethical considerations, raising questions about cover-ups and overlooked design flaws. Of course, little did they know that the actual fate of the passengers on board the submersible was worlds apart from what most were presuming at the time. The submersible had, in fact, buckled under the immense pressure of the deep ocean and imploded in an instant. This would not have given the crew inside even a second to respond before being turned into dust and ash. As the details surfaced, a multi-agency task force comprising seasoned investigators, maritime experts, and technologists was assembled to meticulously examine every facet of the expedition. The inquiry encompassed scrutinizing communication logs, reviewing technical specifications of the submersible, and analyzing environmental conditions at the ocean's depths. Simultaneously, OceanGate initiated an internal inquiry, collaborating transparently with external investigators. The company conducted a rigorous assessment of its operational protocols, technological systems, and safety measures to discern any potential flaws or oversights contributing to the tragedy. Moreover, the families of the doomed crew are now contemplating legal action against OceanGate and associated entities. Anticipated legal actions primarily centered on negligence, inadequate safety measures, and the experimental nature of the submersible. What happens next is yet to be revealed, but there have been some immediate responses as well. The Titan submersible tragedy triggered widespread responses from seasoned maritime and exploration industry experts. Many voiced grave concerns over the incident, highlighting the inherent risks of deep-sea exploration and the imperative need for enhanced safety measures. Veterans in the maritime field, including oceanographers, submarine engineers, and explorers, emphasized the complexities and dangers associated with venturing into the depths. Some experts deliberated on the technical aspects of submersible design, operational protocols, and the challenges faced in ensuring the safety of such ventures. Furthermore, renowned figures in deep-sea exploration shared their insights on the incident, analyzing the possible contributing factors and offering suggestions to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Their collective expertise and experiences served as a guiding beacon in re-evaluating the approaches to conducting safe, deep-sea expeditions. The Titan submersible incident reverberated through the maritime and exploration industries, igniting fervent calls for tighter regulations and robust oversight in deep-sea exploration. Experts, industry stakeholders, and concerned entities emphasized the urgency of implementing comprehensive guidelines and standards to mitigate risks associated with such endeavors. Following an extensive on-site investigation, the team declared all 5 individuals on board presumed dead. As noted earlier, the submersible had apparently encountered a catastrophic implosion. This was evidenced by debris discovered 1,600 feet away from the Titanic's bow on the ocean floor. Rear Admiral John Mauger of the U.S. Coast Guard revealed the discovery of a debris field, which strongly indicated the Titan's implosion, marking a devastating end to the mission. Experts speculate that the submersible had a weak link. It was crafted with carbon fiber and titanium, materials presumed to endure extreme pressures at 4,000-meter depths. Naturally, it succumbed to the immense underwater pressure at the Titanic's location. This catastrophic event, occurring potentially on the dive's first day, reflects the unforgiving nature of deep-sea exploration and the complexities surrounding engineering for abyssal depths. In any case, the Titan submersible catastrophe has sparked contentious debates surrounding safety standards for submersibles operating in international waters. Conversations among industry experts revolve around the need for collaborative efforts among nations, industry stakeholders, and regulatory bodies to formulate and implement standardized safety measures, ensuring the responsible and secure exploration of the deep ocean while safeguarding the lives of crew members. The media's coverage of the Titan submersible tragedy was multifaceted, spanning from initial reports of the incident to in-depth analyses of its implications. News outlets worldwide extensively covered the unfolding events, providing minute-by-minute updates on the search and rescue operations, investigative findings, and subsequent developments. Little did they know that the loss had already occurred. While some media outlets focused on the technical aspects of the accident, detailing the submersible's descent and the challenges faced during the rescue mission, others delved into the human aspect, sharing personal stories and profiles of the crew members. Public reactions to the Titan submersible tragedy were marked by an outpouring of condolences, tributes, and expressions of sympathy toward the families and loved ones of the lost crew members. Social media platforms were flooded with heartfelt messages, tributes, and memorial posts dedicated to honoring the lives of those aboard the ill-fated submersible. Admirers of deep-sea exploration and maritime history united in expressing their sorrow, highlighting the lasting impact of the tragedy on the collective consciousness. However, amidst the comprehensive media coverage, critics questioned the extent to which media outlets should delve into the personal stories of the crew members, raising concerns about respecting the privacy of the affected families during their time of grief. But the feeling of loss and grief reverberated throughout the public spheres. The Titan incident has also triggered a comprehensive reevaluation of submersible design and engineering protocols within the deep-sea exploration community. Engineers, researchers, and industry experts have meticulously analyzed the circumstances surrounding the tragedy to extract valuable lessons for future submersible construction. Key focus areas include enhancing structural integrity, fortifying pressure-resistant components, and refining communication and emergency response systems. These lessons will significantly influence the development of next-generation submersibles, emphasizing robustness, redundancy in critical systems, and fail-safe mechanisms to mitigate risks associated with extreme underwater conditions. Technological advancements are also needed to refine communication systems, implement real-time monitoring of submersible vitals, and integrate advanced life support systems to ensure crew safety in the event of unforeseen emergencies. What we need now, more than ever, are collaborative endeavors among industry stakeholders, governmental bodies, and research institutions to establish unified safety standards and protocols for deep-sea exploration. These collaborative initiatives will present a collective commitment to prioritizing safety, fostering transparency, and promoting responsible practices within the deep-sea exploration domain, ushering in a new era of enhanced safety protocols and shared expertise. While the tragedy of the Titan submersible represents a profound loss in the human toll it exacted, there is another discussion to be had as well. Exploring historic wreck sites like the Titanic raises complex ethical considerations. While these sites offer invaluable historical insights, they are also hallowed grounds, serving as memorials to the lives lost in these tragedies. Is it even okay for us to go down there? Look at it like this. Would you desecrate someone's grave in the pursuit of knowledge? We have a similar ethical dilemma at hand here. Balancing the quest for knowledge with the need for respect and preservation presents a challenge for explorers and researchers. Moreover, preservation worries emerge as human exploration might damage the site and its artifacts, impacting the delicate ecosystem that has developed around the wreck after over a century. Plus, there's debate about respecting the site as a grave site for Titanic victims and legal restrictions due to safety risks and extreme depths. In the past, notable expeditions like James Cameron's dives for documentaries contributed to public understanding. The Deep-Sea Challenger's 2012 descent into the Mariana Trench and other scientific dives also enriched our historical documentation and understanding of the wreck's surroundings. But it has also prompted ongoing ethical scrutiny in exploring and preserving this historically significant site. While this ethical debate can go on forever, that's not how long the Titanic will stick around. The historic wreck is slowly deteriorating due to natural processes, including corrosion and microbial activity. Eventually, the wreck will vanish in a matter of decades. However, some experts extend the timeline to centuries. Factors like iron-eating bacteria, currents, and external pressures may contribute to the wreck's decay. However, preservation efforts and technological advancements may slow this process, allowing us to further document and protect this historical site. The future of deep-sea exploration lies in a delicate equilibrium between technological advancements and prioritizing safety measures. Innovations in submersible technology, robotics, and data collection will continue to push the boundaries of our understanding of the ocean's depths. However, these strides must be coupled with stringent safety protocols, comprehensive risk assessments, and a profound respect for the unpredictable nature of the sea. As for the legal battle that awaits, things are not as simple as they seem. OceanGate, the operator of the ill-fated Titan submersible, has been accused of acting irresponsibly by employing an untested or experimental design for their Titan sub, based on carbon fiber rather than strong alloys, and for not subjecting the seafaring vessel to any outside scrutiny. But in the context of a legal battle, things are a bit more complex. The company can seek protection under the Limitation of Liability Act of 1851, mirroring the legal strategy employed by the Titanic's owners over a century ago. Plus, since this incident occurred in international waters, it poses complex jurisdictional challenges and prompts discussions about liability, jurisdiction, and investigation. Michael Harrowing, a maritime law professor at Tulane University, highlighted the intricate legal complexities surrounding the incident. Drawing parallels to the original Titanic disaster, Harrowing mentioned how the Titanic's owners in the U.S. sought refuge under the same limitation of liability law. The Limitation of Liability Act is a federal law that allows for limiting liability post-maritime incidents to the vessel's value and pending freight. Despite the Act's provisions, liability limitations are void if the shipowner had prior knowledge or involvement in the negligence or unseaworthiness leading to the casualty. Plus, the liability waivers signed by passengers also complicate things further. But all hope is not lost. While the passengers reportedly signed waivers acknowledging the risks, legal experts note that waivers might not hold if there's evidence of undisclosed hazards or gross negligence. Matthew D. Schaffer, a maritime law expert, highlighted that any hidden flaws in the vessel or knowingly unsafe operations could nullify these waivers. OceanGate might argue that the waivers were comprehensive in outlining the inherent dangers of such deep-sea exploration, but the extent of negligence, yet to be determined, will be pivotal. Despite all legal complications and hurdles, families might pursue claims if evidence surfaces against OceanGate's transparency or if third-party negligence contributed to the disaster. OceanGate could seek protection through the Limitation of Liability Act, but proving no prior knowledge of defects would be a formidable challenge even for them. Past safety concerns, including a former employee's allegations in a 2018 lawsuit and industry leaders' worries about safety and certification, might resurface during legal proceedings, shaping the case against OceanGate. While most of this is speculative for now, what we know for certain is that OceanGate's headquarters in Everett, Washington State, has been closed indefinitely following this tragedy, signaling a grim turn for the company after the loss of CEO Stockton Rush alongside other passengers of the doomed expedition. The Titan submersible tragedy stands as a stark reminder of the perils inherent in deep-sea exploration. The sequence of events leading to its loss, the valiant efforts of the search and rescue operations, and the subsequent investigations into the incident all underscore the complexities and risks associated with probing the ocean's depths. This unfortunate incident serves as a sobering lesson for the industry, prompting a critical reassessment of safety protocols and operational procedures in deep-sea exploration. The mobilization of search teams and authorities in response to the crisis has also highlighted the need for robust contingency plans and enhanced communication systems, both of which are essential elements in any high-risk endeavor. Moving forward, advancements in technology offer promise for improved safety measures. Moreover, fostering a culture of vigilance, where safety takes precedence over all else, is pivotal in preventing similar tragedies. Preserving maritime history, epitomized by iconic wrecks like the Titanic, remains a crucial endeavor. These sites serve our memorials to the lives lost, offering invaluable insights into history and human innovation. However, the pursuit of knowledge must be balanced with a deep sense of respect and preservation, acknowledging these sites as solemn resting places and treating them with utmost reverence. Thanks for watching. Don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.